Everybody, good evening. This is Chintua, your happiness specialist, coming to you live from New York. Succeed with ChintuaAlozie.com, helping you redesign your life to fulfill its divine purpose. Welcome to another episode of our coffee shop chat. We are doing one late today, so happy Thursday, if it's still Thursday where you are, because it is Thursday where I am. So when you come on, let me know where you are living in from, where you're tuning in from. I'll give you a shout out. Today's topic is, there is a hidden cost in saying yes when you really want to say no. There's a hidden cost in saying yes when you really want to say no. All right. You may have found yourself in a position like that before. So just bear with me. I'm going to quickly share this out to my timeline, because I'm doing this. First of all, I'm doing this from my laptop and as well as my fan page. So let's see how this turns out. So bear with me for a moment. When you come on, say hello to me. I will give you a shout out. Let's see if this shows up. Okay, this is showing up. Awesome. So I'm going to share it to my timeline. That's one. Let's see, in a couple of groups, and we'll kick it off. Just came off of an amazing webinar with Keisha Bass, the formula for 1K a day. If I invited you on that, to that webinar and you were here, I want to thank you for showing up. If you didn't show up, you can always catch a replay. At some point, we'll have a replay of that. So, but if you have any questions, if I invited you and you got to see it, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask me. I don't imagine you would have a ton of questions to ask about a $1 trial for a franchise, for a digital franchise that you can use to position yourself to have 1K days, 1K paydays. That's really what we're talking about here. I know to some people it just might sound a little incredible, a little hard to believe, but I'm going to share with you what one of my friends said, and this is so profound. She said, your belief works for you. Your belief works for you. Whether you think you can or can't, you're probably right. If you think it's a scam, you're right. Because in your mind, you just can't get past that, that something, so simple could be real. But only you can make it real for yourself. So thank you for the thumbs up. Who just popped in? Simone, hey, good to see you. Welcome. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Was that an amazing webinar or what, Simone? Wasn't that cool? It was, Keisha knocks it out of the park, every single time. Usually we have Zach, rocking it out, but tonight, he wasn't available. I think, his son was sick. So, but, we felt his presence too. So he was there. Let's see, one more place and we'll kick this off. Okay, here we go. All right. Today's topic is, there is a hidden cost in saying yes when you really want to say no. Yours truly have an experience in that. You may have experienced something like that. When you hear that title, when you hear that statement, I'm sure your brain is working overtime trying to figure, in your own personal situation, in your own personal life, whether there has been a time or times when you said yes when you really want to say no. Listen, I'm sure we can all find situations that, where that would apply. So there is a hidden cost when you really want to say no and you say yes. When you say no, when you say yes and you really meant to say no, here's what happens. You become a prisoner of that decision. You become a prisoner of that person or thing that you're saying yes to, when you are, when all your intention, when all your gut feeling tells you to say no. It could be, for example, I know as another mentor of mine talked about, having being in control of your life, being in control of what you do with your life, not being afraid to say no to people if you really want to say no, when saying yes infringes on your personal life. If, say, for example, someone has someone that is holding a wedding or an event that you don't really want to be seen with that person, or you don't want to go, and just to be politically correct, for lack of a better word or expression, or to just fit in, you say yes. And when you say yes and end up going, you'll feel miserable because you don't really want to be there, because the mere presence of that person irritates the crap out of you. You're kicking yourself, later on and saying, why did I say yes when I really wanted to say no? So you pay a price. There's a hidden price for that. And when you show up at that place, you are paying that price. Or you show up and you say yes to that person when you really wanted to say no. And then once you realize at the very last moment, the person reaches out to you and say, hey, you're gonna be there, you're like, something came up, I'm not gonna be there. You really wanted to say no. Now, what that does, it also holds you prisoner to that previous decision that you've made to say yes when you really want to say no, because now the person or other people will start seeing you as a wishy-washy person, that you're not really sure of yourself. Then you go back and start thinking about it and said, why didn't I just say no when I really wanted to say no? Maybe because you were afraid that you would offend that person. Maybe you were afraid of what that person would think. Maybe you were afraid of what other people's opinion about you for not being at that wedding or that event or party or whatever that you really didn't want to be. But here's the thing. What other people think about you, what other people feel about whatever decision that you make for yourself shouldn't be any of your business. It shouldn't affect you. It shouldn't become your reality. Like Les Brown said, don't let other people's opinions become your reality, because it is your life after all. It is your decision to say no when you want to say no. And of course, when you say yes and you want to say it's yes that you really want to say, right? Is this making sense? If this is making sense, just drop a 1 or say makes sense. All right, so there are hidden consequences. And the reverse is true. When you really want to say yes and you say no, I'm going to give you a perfect example of that, where there's a hidden cost. Say, for example, someone shares an opportunity for you. They tell you, hey, you know what? This is a lifetime opportunity. This is something that you can use to change your life. And maybe because of past experience, maybe because of a previous disappointment or previous failure, you say no right off the bat, without even a second thought, without knowing what you're saying no to, without knowing that what you just said no to was a perfect opportunity that you can use to change those past disappointments. For example, there was this webinar tonight. There's a gentleman that was there, amazing dude. He's an experienced network marketer. He shared his story. And if you were at that webinar, if you're at that webinar, just drop a 2 for me. Let me know that you heard him. His name is Marvin. And what he shared, really resonated with me, because he said, listen, I was a traditional network marketer. All right. I was one of those people that, joined something, and because I had people in my back office that I recruited, I was expecting cash flow without doing anything, without following the blueprint, without following the system. And a lot of people make that mistake. And the other thing that he shared was the fact that he said yes and didn't do anything, with it. And then once he realized that, hey, other people are using this thing to change their past stories. Other people are using this system to change what happened to them in the past. And he jumped right back in. And he related how he generated $600+ in a short couple of weeks, just because he made that decision. right? So there's a hidden cost or consequence or what's the other word I'm looking for? A price to pay for saying the opposite of what you really want to say. And a lot of times we do that because we are afraid to offend someone. We're afraid of what people will think. We're afraid of what, how people will look at us. But unless, I'm going to share this with you, unless someone is paying your rent, unless someone is paying your mortgage, unless someone is paying for your food, unless someone is paying for your schooling, unless somebody is paying for you to survive as a human being, you should never be afraid to offend someone with your decision, because that decision is yours. Because you're making that decision. You're not making that decision with someone else's permission, because you don't need anybody's permission to make a decision that you decided to make. All right, is this making sense? If this is making sense, drop a 2 for me. All right, I want to share that because after I got off the webinar, I'm like, you know what, I gotta share something with with my people, because I know I've been there. Not to get too personal, I know in my past life I made decisions that I came to regret. I said yes when I should have said no. I said yes and got myself into a lot of trouble when I really wanted to say no. I don't know if you ever heard that R. Kelly song from years ago. You might, I don't know if you're old enough to know the song. He says, "My mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes." Right? When your mind is telling you to go the opposite direction, but your physical being is telling you to do something totally different. When you do that, you become a prisoner of that physical body, as opposed to your reasoning mind, your reasoning self that's telling you, no, don't go in that direction, because that direction is trouble. But then you fall victim to that physical part of you that's saying, just forget the consequences. We'll face it later. Just go for it. Thank you for the heart. I appreciate you. Right? So there is a hidden cost when you really want to say no and you end up saying yes. I mean, if you had a personal experience, go ahead and just say yes, it happened to me, or you don't have to tell me what the story was. But I know there's a hidden cost. You may not experience it right there and then, but somewhere along the way, you'll experience it, and you start thinking, why did I just say yes? Why did I say the opposite of what I wanted to say? Why did I not just say, no, I can't do it? No, I'm not in a position to do it. No, you know what? I don't want to be around you. And who is not bashful about speaking their mind, speaking what their true self is telling them to speak? Is little kids. Little kids are not bashful about telling you the truth. They're not bashful about telling you how they feel. If you asked a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old, a simple question, hey, do you want to be with Nana today, or something like that? If they don't want to, they're going to tell you no. They know nothing about saying the opposite to please someone, or saying the opposite to be politically correct, or saying the opposite so as not to offend someone. They don't have that kind of filter, right? Perhaps you and I as adults should follow the same rules, because after all, we are living our lives. We are living this being that we are. Because that cost that is sure to come, you will pay it when you really want to say no and you say yes. All right, so hopefully this helped you out. Hopefully this made sense. And if it did, just go ahead and share the video. Because somewhere out there, somewhere, someplace, someone is saying yes when they really want to say no. And vice versa. They're saying no when they should be saying yes. And going back to the webinar that I referred to that we had earlier with Keisha Bass, this decision, this $1 decision that a lot of people are making and getting the kind of results that they've never had before. A lot of people know that. But at the same token, there are people that are looking at it and saying no instead of saying yes. But that's okay, because we all, pay the cost or consequences of our decision. Whether you say yes when you really wanted to say no, or say no when you really wanted to say yes, whatever consequences come or consequence come, you will have to pay that. Right? It's a simple decision. It's a $1 decision. But at the same token, we find ourselves over-analyzing, over-complicating, over-simplifying, over-researching. I know one person talked about, research, and when somebody, wants to make a decision about something, a simple decision, that goes, asking Google. Like, okay, I remember what it was. He said there was a research about 100 people were asked to they give them a set of numbers, guaranteed lottery numbers. They said, you know what, go out and buy these numbers on the lottery that will come out a couple of days later. Guess what happened? 95 of those people, I believe he said, no, it's a scam. I don't believe it. I'm not doing it. I think 3 said, okay, we're going to research this thing. We're going to research it. We're going to go on Google and see if this is real, if this is a scam, if this is some kind of a pyramid. And only one person went out and bought the lottery with those numbers and became a millionaire. Right? People do the same thing, with real stuff. Never mind this story about, the lottery. People make the same decisions every single day. And this $1 digital franchise is no different. I want to share my personal experience with it. When a friend of mine, just barely 7 weeks ago, a friend of mine I met 2 years ago at an event, which is the power. Another thing I wanted to share with you, the power of events. You get to meet all kinds of people that maybe you've communicated with before online or, elsewhere, other than in person. And when you get to meet them in person, you develop lifelong relationships. People that you can go to at any time to ask for assistance, to help you with whatever issues that you may have. So this friend of mine, whom I met about 2 years ago, right, at an event, and we connected. I was watching her live stream, which is another thing, whenever you can, whenever your time allows you, support your friends, with whatever they're doing. You don't necessarily have to join, but you can always encourage them. A lot of my friends here encourage me a lot. And I get a boost of energy from that. So I watched her live stream, and I made a comment. I commented on her live stream, and she was grateful. And she came back later and sent me a message. She said, listen, I just got started in this thing. You may just do me a favor, take a free look. It may not be for you, but I want to know what you think. Guess what I said to her? I said to her, hey, my plate is full. Defense. Because I thought, she was selling me something. I said my plate was full. That's exactly what I said to her. I said, my plate is full. I don't know if I have room for anything else. But she didn't ask me to buy or join anything. She just said, hey, can you do me a favor and take a look at this video? I said, all right, we're friends, so I'm going to check out the video. I honestly went in and looked at the video. As I'm watching the video, light bulbs started going off in my head. I said, whoa, what if I had said, no, my plate was full and stuck stayed with that decision. The hidden cost. So once I kind of had an idea what I was watching, what I had in my hands, guess what I did? I put in my information. It wasn't, just email to get more information. I signed up right there because right there I understood what I was watching. My friend didn't even know. She didn't find out until the following day that I had joined. Fast forward, what I came to find out through just making that decision was that what I had seen, what I had just watched, what I had just joined, gave me the answer that I was searching for, that I had been searching for 15 plus years. And I had not been able to find anywhere else. A simple system, a simple blueprint that I've been following for the past seven weeks. And I've gotten results like I had never, and my wife will tell you that I've never gotten the kind of results that I'm getting. And if you were on the webinar tonight, you would have heard the stories of, total newbies that are getting the same or even better results just because they made a decision, a $1 decision. The hidden cost. In this case, it's a $1 cost. The hidden cost of saying no when you should be saying yes, and the hidden cost of saying yes when you should be saying no. But at the end of the day, it's your decision. It's your call. It's your thing to do. No one is going to put a gun to your head and say, hey, join or buy. And I'm almost done here. I'm going to hop off here. But before I do, I shared this a few days ago. And if you have a pen and paper, go ahead and quickly write these down. I learned this a long time ago. And believe it or not, if you're in network marketing or affiliate marketing or any kind of home business, these 5 rules apply. I don't care what it is that you do. These 5 rules apply. I'm going to leave them with you so you can, just run with them, because these 5 rules will change everything that you've been doing. All right, ready? The number 1 rule is network marketing, affiliate marketing, or whatever you're working on, whatever niche you're working on. It doesn't matter. These 5 rules appear. The number 1 rule is not everyone is going to join. I will repeat it for you. Not everyone is going to join. Rule number 2, you can't make them join. You can't make them join. I don't care what you do. Right? Guess what number 3 is? Not everyone is going to buy. I don't care what you do. Not everyone is going to buy. You can remember the story about the lottery with the numbers, guaranteed numbers, 100 people. Only 1 person took action. Rule number 4. You can't make them buy. I don't care what you do, what you say to them. If they're not ready, if it's not for them, if they don't care about you, if they don't care about the product or the team or the company, they're not going to buy. Guess what rule number 5 is? It is a numbers game. It is a numbers game because guess what? You're going to go through a lot of numbers, a lot of no's before you get the yes that you're looking for. But that shouldn't be discouragement to you. Those no's just happen to be the people that don't deserve to work with you, the people that don't deserve to be on your team, the people that don't deserve to be around you. You got rid of them. But that should be more of an encouragement rather than a detriment, or rather than a discouraging factor. But so far too often, most of us, yours truly included, have made the mistake of letting those negative answers, those no's, discourage us from marching forward. But remember, those no's will lead you to the yeses. So I'm going to leave you with that. Hopefully you got value from this. If you did, just drop a number 3 for me or drop value. Let me know you got value. All right. Let me see who's here. Simone is here. Welcome. Good to see you. Wendy, thanks for being here. Hey, Wendy, we need to talk. You know what? We don't need to talk. I want to send you the information because you're going to join. Listen, everybody, I've known Wendy for a long time. Wendy is a lovely person. She and I go way back. Wendy has a ton of value to give to the world. And I think I've known Wendy since, okay, let's see, 2007. Correct me if I'm mistaken. So at least 10 years. All right. So listen, if you're on here, reach out to Wendy and find out what Wendy does. And she's an amazing friend. So Wendy, don't be bashful that I'm not calling you out, but I'm giving you a shout out, because I love you. All right. So let me see what you guys have to say here. Smoji says value and share. Thank you. It says I love no's. Absolutely. Some will, some won't. So what? Absolutely. You know what? We're on the same page. All right. So there you have it. So I'm gonna tie a bow on this with this, that everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. So be kind always. And as always be loving, be loved. God bless you. I appreciate you guys being here. I know you invested your valuable minutes and time with me. And I know that that time can never be replenished. And hopefully it was worth your while that you were here. All right. So if you, remember, I appreciate your time. I appreciate the time that you've been here with me. And if you've not been getting notified by Facebook that I'm doing a live stream, just click the notification on, and Facebook will let you know next time that I'm on. They'll say, hey, go check out and see what Chin is doing. And if everything I said it resonated with you, at least one thing, and if you're wondering what the $1 digital franchise is, if you're curious, if you want to be a part of our laptop lifestyle freedom team, head about my good friend Keisha Bass. Just reach out to me. Let me know in the comments or in a private message or messenger. I'll be more than happy to share with you, so you can get started. What you're going to learn from this blueprint, from this system, is going to, I want to dare hyperbole, I think that's how you say it, or hyperbole aside. What you're going to learn here will shock you, but it will open your eyes. You're going to say, holy cow, where have I been? Or I wish I had done this sooner, but it's okay. It's okay you didn't do it sooner because it wasn't the right time for you. Now is the right time. Whenever you decide to do it is the right time. So if you're open, if you want to do it, just reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to share with you. All right. So I appreciate you. Have a great and amazing rest of your evening, whatever you do. And tomorrow is Friday. For most people, it's day number 5 at work. For me, it's going to be day 1. So my days are different for most people's. And hey, Jen, good to see you. Welcome. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for the thumbs ups. Thank you for the hearts. Hey, how did you enjoy Aaron being in your backyard? I saw your video. Yeah, I saw the glow in your eyes. So that was awesome. Yes, so that's it, my friends. The hidden cost of saying no when you really want to say yes, and saying yes when you really want to say no. All right. So only you decide, can decide whether saying yes is in your best interest or saying no is in your best interest. Whatever decision you decide to make, just remember there's a hidden benefit or hidden cost. You decide which one you want. All right. But don't say no because, if you really want to say yes, and don't say yes because you don't want to hurt someone's feeling, but hurt your own feeling, hurt your own being. If you want to say yes, say yes. If you want to say no, let it be no. Let the chips fall where they may. Mic drop. That's all for now, and I'll talk to you soon. This is Chinchua, your happiness specialist. Go ahead and share the video if you got value. I appreciate you. Until the next time, take care. Ciao. I love you guys. Ciao, ciao, ciao.